Hi students, this is Botany PSR. In the previous class, we explained about genetics introduction. Mendel selected how many characters in pea plant? 7 characters. How many pairs of contrasting traits? 7 pairs of contrasting traits. How many varieties? 14 varieties. How many years he had conducted hybridization experiments? 7 years. Period of time 1856 to 1863. In those 7 characters, how many characters are related to vegetative characters? Only 1. How many floral characters? 6. Number of characters related to flower? 2. Flower color, flower position. Number of characters based on pod? 2. Pod color, pod shape. Number of characters based on seed? 2. Seed color, seed shape. The vegetative parts not studied by Mendel means root character he did not study, and leaf characters also he did not study. He studied only the vegetative part, means stem height, length of the plant, that is stem height. Number of characters based on shape? 2. Number of characters based on color? 3. Dominant flower position? Axial. Recessive? Terminal. Pod color? Dominant. Pod color dominant. Green. Recessive? Yellow. Seed color dominant? Seed color or cotyledons color dominant? Yellow. Recessive character? Green. Try to remember those 2 points. Most of the students may confuse in those 2. Okay. Seed shape. Dominant character is round. Recessive character is wrinkled. So, we have to study that tabular form, 7 characters. Now, I am going to explain inheritance of one gene. That is nothing but monohybrid cross. Mono means 1. That is, inheritance of one gene is called monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross means the cross that occurs between 2 parents which differ in one character. It may be the stem height, tall and dwarf, or flower position, axial or terminal. Axial is a trait, terminal is another trait. Character is flower, character, axial or terminal. Flower position is the character. So, the cross that occurs between 2 parents which differ in one character is called monohybrid cross. One character, or in other words, one character possesses how many contrasting traits? A pair of contrasting traits. Just remember, a pair of contrasting traits. What does it mean? Tall or dwarf, that is one pair of contrasting traits, or axial or terminal, that is another pair of contrasting traits. Pod shape, inflated or constricted, that is also another pair of contrasting traits. So, one character or a pair of contrasting traits Right. This monohybrid cross was explained by which law? Law of segregation, also called law of purity of gametes. This is Mendel's second law. Mendel proposed how many laws? 3 laws. First law, law of dominance. Second law, law of segregation. Third law of independent assortment. So this monohybrid cross was explained by law of segregation or law of purity of gametes, which is nothing but Mendel's second law. Right. Law of segregation, also called law of purity of gametes. What does it mean? When two plants are crossed with each other, this one is F1 hybrid, this one is F1 hybrid. During gametogenesis, gametogenesis means formation, gameto means gametes, that is during the formation of gametes, that is capital T one gamete, small t another gamete. How many alleles are there here? Each letter is called allele. This one is called heterozygous tall, that is a gene is represented by a pair of alleles. These two alleles are in homozygous or heterozygous state. These two alleles are in heterozygous state. Hetero means different. Capital T, small t. Two alleles are different. So during gametogenesis, this capital T enters into one gamete, small t enters into one gamete. That means one gamete is having how many alleles? This whole thing is called gamete. This whole thing is called gamete. This gamete contains small t allele. This gamete contains capital T allele. So one gamete contains one allele. This also gamete contains one allele. That means two alleles of a gene, are in heterozygous state. They do not fuse, they do not blend. Blend means fuse. These two alleles do not fuse, do not mix, do not blend, and they do not blend. They segregate. Segregate means separate. They segregate during gametogenesis, that is, or in the process of meiosis, or in the formation of gametes. Each allele enters into each gamete. See how many alleles are there? 2 alleles are there. These 2 alleles are in homozygous or heterozygous? Heterozygous state. These 2 alleles, they do not segregate. They separate during gametogenesis or in the process of meiosis. And each gamete will carry only one allele. Each gamete will carry only one allele. This is so called law of segregation, also called law of purity of gametes. Why it is so called purity of gametes? Each gamete is having only one allele. Each gamete is having only one allele. This gamete also is having only one allele. That's why these gametes are pure. So this is law of segregation, also called law of purity of gametes. See, 2 alleles of a gene, when present together in a heterozygous state, they do not blend but segregate. Segregate means separate during meiosis. In which phase of meiosis? Anaphase 1. Or in the formation of gametes. Formation of gametes is nothing but gametogenesis. So that each gamete will carry only one of them. Each gamete will carry only one allele. This is so called law of segregation. As gamete is having only one allele, these gametes are pure. Right. This law of segregation is a universal phenomena. That is, it occurs in all sexually reproducing organisms. That means during gametogenesis, law of segregation occurs. in all sexually reproducing organisms. That's why this law of segregation is a universal phenomena. Segregation of genes, that is separation of genes, occurs in which phase of meiosis? Segregation of genes occur in anaphase 1. Don't say anaphase 2. So segregation of genes occur in anaphase 1 of meiosis. Okay, are you understanding, my dear students? Now we want to discuss how the monohybrid cross that Mendel was conducted, isn't it? Look at here, my dear students. Look at here. This is the tall plant. Tall means two alleles are same. That is homozygous tall. Homozygous is also called pure tall. And this one is called dwarf plant. In that dwarf means we may say simply dwarf or homozygous dwarf. See, this homozygous tall plant or pure tall plant. Homozygous is also called pure tall plant. Homozygous tall plant is also called pure tall plant. That is capital T, capital T. The diagram of this one is, see, capital T is present on one chromosome and another capital T will be on another chromosome of homologous chromosomes. That is, a gene is represented by how many alleles? A pair of alleles. Those two alleles are on homologous chromosomes. Those two alleles will be on two homologous chromosomes. A pair of homologous chromosomes. See, these are the parents. So, parents are twin. During gametogenesis, gametes are formed, isn't it? So that means two alleles are there and we have to write one allele. These are the gametes of this parent. How this crossing was made by Mendel? Mendel used artificial hybridization. Mendel used artificial hybridization. Artificial hybridization means two parents are selected. Male parent, another one female parent. The parent which was selected as female parent, in that female parent, emasculation is done. Emasculation is useful to prevent self-pollination. After emasculation, bagging is done. That is, artificial hybridization Mendel followed. So that is, he followed the steps like emasculation, bagging, etc., which come under artificial hybridization. Okay, so two alleles are there. During gametogenesis, 2n becomes n gametes. Like that, two alleles, parent becomes one allele. Capital T becomes capital T. Small t becomes, it produces a gametes called small t. Like that we have to write. Let us suppose here capital A, parent is there. What is the gamete means? We have to write capital A. If capital B, parent is there, what we have to write? Capital B, gamete. Why we are writing that these alleles are present inside the circles means conventionally means it is a rule. Gametes are present inside the circles. Don't write these parents inside the circles. The gametes should be inside the circles. That point you have to remember. If parent is capital C, what the gamete is? Capital C. Like that you have to write, isn't it? Right. So this is the parent produces type of gametes, capital T allele. Small t parent produces type of gametes, small t. These two, this one is male gamete and this one is female gamete. See, this one is male plant and this one is female plant. Mendel treated this tall plant as male plant and dwarf plant as female plant. In which plant that emasculation occurs? In female parent only. Right. These two plants are fused together, that is fertilization occurs on capital T, small t. Don't write inside the circles. This is nothing but F1 hybrid. When two parents are crossed with each other, then obtained generation is so called F1 generation. F1 means first filial generation. F1 is first filial generation. Is it a tall plant or dwarf plant? That is tall plant only, phenotypically. Phenotypically means external appearance. Genotypically means we have to say in the form of alleles. So it is phenotypically, it is tall. That's why it is so called heterozygous tall plants are obtained in F1 generation. There are no dwarf plants are obtained in F1 generation. So which character is expressed in F1 generation? The dominant character is expressed. The character that is expressed in F1 generation is considered as dominant character. The character that is not expressed, suppressed in F1 generation is called recessive character. So here the dominant character is tall, recessive character is dwarf. So what is dominant character? That means the character that is expressed in F1 generation is called dominant character. The character that is not expressed in F1, suppressed in F1 is called recessive character. So in F1 generation only tall plants are obtained and dwarf plants are not obtained in F1 generation, isn't it? So what type of phenotypically it is? Tall. Genotypically capital T, small t. Isn't it? Right. This is F1. Try to remember, my dear students. These are the parents and obtained generation is called F1 generation. In F1 generation all tall plants are obtained. Dwarf plants are not obtained in F1 generation. Right. So this is F1. This is F1 hybrid. F1 hybrid. F1 is crossed with F1. That is selfing of F1. Selfing of F1. That is F1 is self crossed with each other. F1 means capital T, small t. Another F1 means capital T, small t. We have to write the gametes. Capital T, small t, small t. That means how many kinds of gametes does it produce F1 hybrid? Two kinds of gametes. This is the F1 hybrid. This is the F1 hybrid. It produces how many kinds of gametes? Two kinds of gametes. This also produces how many kinds of gametes? Two kinds of gametes or two types of gametes. Right. Cross with each other. This one cross with this one. This one cross with this one. That means these two first of all cross this one, later these two cross this one. See, capital T crossed with capital T, small t crossed with capital T. Capital T or small t? Capital T, small t, or small t, capital T, whatever you may write. So these two are completed, crossed with this one. Next, capital T, small t, small t, small t. When F1 is self crossed, obtained generation is so called F2 generation. F2 generation. Again I am going to explain this one crossing, how the crossing will be made. See, listen, my dear students, easy to remember. See, this one is crossed with this one, like this. Next, this one is crossed with this one. What I did, these two are crossed with this one. Next, these two are crossed with this one. See, this one is crossed with this one. Next one, this one is crossed with this one. See, like that we have to cross. So this is tall plant, this is also tall plant, this is also tall plant. How many tall plants are obtained? 3. This is dwarf plant. How many dwarf plants are obtained? 1. That is, tall plants are obtained in, tall and dwarf plants are obtained in 3:1 ratio. Tall and dwarf means it is nothing but external appearance. Tall plant, dwarf plant, external appearance. What is the phenotype? The external appearance of a character is called, external appearance of a trait is called phenotype. The genetic makeup of a trait is called genotype. So, in monohybrid cross, F2 phenotypic ratio is 3:1. 3:1. F2 genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. 1 is capital T, capital T. 2 is capital T, small t. See, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. How many capital T, small t's are there? 2 plants are there. Heterozygous tall. This we call as heterozygous tall. Next, small t, how many plants are there? 1. So that is F2 phenotypic ratio is 3:1. F2 genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. These you have to remember. And see, number of kinds of phenotypes in F2 monohybrid cross. Kinds of phenotypes. That means you have to take the phenotypic ratio. Kinds of phenotypes means phenotypic ratio we have to take. Kinds of phenotypes means this is one kind, this is another kind. How many kinds? 2 kinds. Kinds of genotypes in F2 monohybrid cross. How many kinds? 1, another one, another one. How many kinds are there? 3 kinds. So try to remember, my dear students, these ratios are very, very important. In monohybrid cross, F2 phenotypic ratio 3:1. Genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Kinds of phenotypes in F2 monohybrid cross. 2. 3 is one type, 1 is another type. 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. Kinds of genotypes. Kinds of genotypes means we have to consider genotypic ratio 1:2:1. That means how many kinds? 3 kinds. So kinds of phenotypes means 2, kinds of genotypes means 3. The character that is expressed both homozygous and heterozygous, whether it is tall or dwarf, dominant character, recessive character. Say, this is homozygous, this is heterozygous. That means this is tall and this is tall. That means the character that is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous state is dominant character. The character that is present only in homozygous. Only in homozygous means recessive character, dwarf. See, tall. This is tall, this is tall. This is homozygous tall, this is heterozygous tall. Those points you have to understand. That means the character that is expressed both in homozygous and heterozygous condition means dominant character. So this is the F2 generation. In other words, this may be done in checkerboard. Checkerboard, this was proposed by Reginald C. Punnett. That's why the checkerboard is also called Punnett square. What is that? It looks like a square. That's why it is so called Punnett square. This, or in other words, this one you may follow. See, the gametes are capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Why I have written that inside the circles means The gametes are present inside the circles. It is a rule in genetics. Conventionally, the gametes are present inside the circles. Don't write the parents or the F1 hybrids inside the circles. The gametes are present inside the circles. See, capital T, small t, these two. Capital T, small t. Capital T, small t, these two. Okay. See, crossing capital T, capital T. Capital T, small t. Next, small t, capital T. Or in other words, capital T, small t. Both are equal. Small t, capital T or capital T, small t. Both are equal. Capital T, small t I have written. Right, small t, small t. What is the phenotype? Tall, tall, tall. It is dwarf. So you may follow this method or this method. This method is so called Punnett square, also called checkerboard. Checkerboard means the board that is useful for checking what type of progeny are obtained. Right. What it indicates? This checkerboard or Punnett square proposed by Punnett, the scientist called Punnett. See what I wrote here? These are the male gametes. These are the female gametes. Don't write female gamete here. Don't write male gamete here. That means this is the horizontal column, this is the vertical column. Is it? So male gametes are at horizontal column. Don't say vertical column. Female gametes are at vertical column. Or in other words, male gametes are at upper top column. Upper top column. Female gametes are at left column. That is, it is a rule. Male gamete should be right here only. Female gamete should write here only. That point you have to remember, my dear students. Male gametes are represented yet horizontally or upper top column. Female gametes are represented at left column or they lie vertically. Are understanding? Right. What is the uses of this Punnett square? Uses means the type of gametes we know. The type of gametes. These are the gametes. These are the male gametes. These are the female gametes. Punnett square is useful to know the all gametes which are involved in fertilization and union of gametes. Capital T capital means union of gametes, that is zygote formation. See, union of gametes we know, and we know the phenotypes. We know all the possible phenotypes, whether it is tall or dwarf. We know all possible genotypes. Yes, capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small t, small t. That means what we know about Punnett square. Punnett square is useful to know all the gametes involved in fertilization. All the gametes involved in fertilization, that is types of gametes, union of gametes, all possible phenotypes, all possible genotypes. How many points we have to know? By seeing the Punnett square, the type of gametes, to know the union of gametes, union of gametes are zygote formation. All possible phenotypes, all possible genotypes. That means by seeing the Punnett square, we are able to say the phenotypes. Yes. By seeing the Punnett square, we are able to see the genotypes. Yes. All possible phenotypes, all possible genotypes of offsprings. That one you have to understand. My dear students, are you understanding? There will be some numericals on this. So total number of individuals obtained in F2 monohybrid cross 1, 2, 3, 4. That means total number of individuals obtained in F2 4. That means of those 4 total plants, number of tall plants means 3. Dwarf plants means 1. Of those 4 total plants, number of capital T plants 1. Capital T small t plants means 2. Small t plants means 1. If they ask there are 800 plants, that means we have to calculate. For 4 plants, tall plants are 3. For 100 plants, how many? Like that we have to calculate. See, this one I have written there. Look at here, my dear students. When homozygous, also called pure tall plant and dwarf plant are crossed with each other, only heterozygous plants are obtained and dwarf plants are not obtained in F1 generation. In F1 generation, what type of plants are obtained? Only tall plants are obtained. See. And no dwarf plants are obtained in F1 generation. And when F1 hybrid is self-crossed, both tall and dwarf plants are obtained in F2 generation. That is, in F2, again dwarf plants are obtained. Dwarf plant is present in parental generation. That dwarf plant is obtained in F2 generation, not in F1 generation. That point you have to remember. When F2 plants are self-crossed, when F2 plants are self-pollinated or self-crossed, that is capital T into capital T. Next one, capital T small t. See, these are the F2 plants. These are the F2 plants. Capital T, these are the F2 plants. Capital T into capital T. Next, capital T small t into capital T small t. That means this one only, no? Dwarf plants are obtained. That means dwarf plants are not obtained in F1 generation, but dwarf plants are obtained in F2 generation. When F2 plants are self-pollinated, again dwarf plants are obtained. That generation is so called F3 generation. When F3 plants are self-pollinated, again dwarf plants are obtained in F4 generation. That means dwarf plants are continued to generate in F3, F4, F5 generation, so on. Why these dwarf plants are generated means, what is the reason means, dwarf plants are in homozygous state. That point you have to remember. See, when F2 plants are self-pollinated, Mendel found that dwarf plants are continue to generate in F3 and F4 generations. Why? Because the genotype of dwarf plants was homozygous, that is small t. That is the reason. So dwarf plants are obtained in F1 or F2 or F3 or F4 and so on. F2, F3, F4 and so on. Dwarf plants are not obtained in F1 generation. Those dwarf plants are continued in F3, F4 so on. Why? Because the genotype of dwarf plants was homozygous. They show homozygosity nature. Next, Mendel proposed that something was being stably transferred from parents to offspring. Parent means dwarf character. And F2 dwarf, F3 dwarf, F4 dwarf. Some characters are transferred from parents to offspring. That is, something was transferred from parents to offspring. Those parents are, that is, the characters in parents are transferred from one generation to another generation without any change, unchanged. He found that something was transferred from parents to offsprings. That something was called by Mendel as factors, and nowadays these factors are called them as genes. See, Mendel proposed that something was being stably passed down, unchanged, from parents to offsprings through gametes over successive generations. He called these things as factors, which are now being called genes. Factors, this word given by Mendel, and these factors are nowadays called them as genes. This is the old name, this is the new term. That means the generations, the offsprings will show the characters which are similar to parents. That means something was transferred from parents to offsprings. That something Mendel was called them as factors. Now these factors are called as genes. We learned that this Mendel was well known about statistical analysis and mathematics logic, isn't it? He was well known about statistics and mathematics. That is, he explained in terms of mathematical binomial expression. So, mathematical binomial expression is ax plus by whole square. X means capital T, y means small t. Like that you have to take ax plus by whole square. X means capital T, y means small t. Ax plus by whole square. That is, we have to write a plus b whole square means a plus b into a plus b into a plus b, right? So a plus b into a plus b, that is 1 by 2 capital T plus 1 by 2 small t into 1 by 2 capital T plus 1 by 2 small t. We have to multiply with each other. See, 1 by 2 capital T into 1 by 2 capital T, that is how much? 1 by 4 capital T. Again this is crossed with this one, 1 by 2 small t into 1 by 2 capital T, that is 1 by 4 capital T small t. So these two are crossed with this one. Later these two are crossed with this one, 1 by 2 capital T into 1 by 2 small t, that is 1 by 4 capital T small t. Next, this is crossed with this one, 1 by 2 small t into 1 by 2 small t, 1 by 4 small t. That means 1 by 4 capital T, 1 by 4 capital T small t, 1 by 4 capital T small t. Together 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 how much? 2 by 4. 2 by 4 capital T small t, and this 1 by 4 small t. 1 by 4 small t. 2 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2. So 1 by 4 capital T plus 1 by 2 capital T small t plus 1 by 4 small t. Like that, he is well known about mathematics and statistical analysis. So please note down all these points, my dear students, and please write down the notes. I am giving the notes also. If you write down the notes means it is very easy to remember. There will be some numericals on monohybrid cross. Later we will discuss. Number of individuals obtained in F2, 4. Tall plants, out of 4 tall plants, 3. Number of dwarf plants, 1. Number of homozygous tall, 1. Homozygous tall means capital T, small t. Heterozygous tall, capital T, small t, 2. Number of homozygous dwarf, 1. Number of homozygous plants means in F2, homozygous means this is homozygous, this is homozygous. Number of homozygous plants means 2. Number of heterozygous plants means 2. So, what is the phenotypic F2 monohybrid cross? F2 monohybrid cross phenotypic ratio 3:1. F2 genotypic ratio 1:2:1. These ratios we have to remember. Please note down all these points, my dear students, and we will meet in the next class.